Hey everybody, this is Mark with ePOSNOW. I'm just going to give you a browse over the restaurant point of sale system with ePOS. So as you can see right here on our left side, we have our username for each individual employee that you have, and we have our passcode for like people to clock in, clock out, or even to get inside the system. Before we start, I love to show pretty much what the device looks like. So this is our Pro C15 terminal solution. First of all, it is water resistant. It has up-to-date resolution on it, and it also has 10-point precision multi-touch. We actually have features that if you put pressure on the screen, it pops up. And also for USB ports, just in case you want to connect like a keyboard or a mouse, even then to the system itself. So for your employee to clock in and clock out inside of our system, we can do is we can tap on Chelsea, or we could actually use this swipe card on the right side of this. And what I can do is I can tap 1, 2, 3, 4, clock in, and she successfully clocked in at about 9:40. Now, vice versa, pretty much just clock out at the end of the day, but it's very easy and it reports to your back office, which we'll get into in a little bit. What I can do is I can then tap on Chelsea's name, enter in her PIN code, and then click log in. And I'm successfully logged into my till front. I do have some features here, like my favorite bar, which is something that you can enable in your back office. And then I have all my categories of my products. Of course, probably isn't going to be relevant to you because, this is just a dummy account with me. Your system is going to be much more concise and have the hotkeys that you need for your business. If you are a table side service, you're going to want to use a table plan, or if you have a bar, you're possibly going to want to run tabs. What we do is have that located right here on the top right. So as you can see, I can see how long people have been sitting on tabs. So I have my tabs right here. And then of course I have my table plan, which shows me also the time that people have been sitting there, but also like the ones that are in use right now, which are glowed up, and then the ones that are vacant right now are the ones that are kind of not filled in. If you do like care about how long it takes for someone to like be seated, to ordering drinks, to starters, mains, etc., we do have the ability to kind of show the at least the managers or the owners what the stage is, how long does it generally take every person to kind of go from stage one to stage two, etc. So let's just click on table 19. We have 4 people sitting at the table, and all I need to do is tap open table. So let's just say that these people are starting off with their drinks. They come in, we tap on beer. They said they wanted 2 Coronas and 1 Bud Light. As you can see here, inside of your industry, it's very important to make sure that if you are serving drinks, to kind of have a notification for newer employees. Obviously, a lot of state regulations come up inside of your industry, and you need to make sure that you safeguard the business by pretty much just reminding your employees to check IDs before they do serve. And also, we really want to make sure that we have that quality control for your business. So you could have this on products, you could have this on just individual drinks. But if, for example, a lemon drop, there's multiple ways of making a lemon drop, but you want your customers to have the same exact experience every single time, no matter who's serving them. So if I actually hold down this button, if I'm a new server here, hold down this button with my finger, I can actually have a picture of what that lemon drop looks like, and also the ingredients that we put into that lemon drop, which is very important for us because we want to make sure that that customer is just very happy, and then that's their go-to drink. They get it the same every time. So let's click on that as well. And all I need to do at this moment is just click order. And now that has been sent to its respective area. Of course, with your drinks, they're gonna obviously, if you have a kitchen printer for the bar, you're gonna want to make sure that it prints off at the bar. Vice or the same exact thing with your food as well. So you don't want the food being sent to the bar, the drinks being sent to the kitchen. So all of your items will be pretty much pre-designed to where they are going to be going, and we'll show you how to do that. Let's just go back to that tab and table. And I can see right here, table 19, this is the one that I was just doing everything on. What I have the ability to do right now is change the service age, which I explained to you, move and merge this with like another existing table, change covers if I want to change covers, add bills to the table, or print the receipt. Let's just say that they're done ordering. Let's just take an order again. What I'm going to do actually, and I know that a lot of people have questions like, can you do all the modifiers specifically to how I want to? A great example of this is your pizza. So if I click on pizza, pizzas are always like really, really specific as to like how you want them prepared. You're going to ask questions for people. So, for example, steak, you may ask the person, "Okay, how do you want the steak?" "Oh, I want it medium rare," and then ask them for the sides. We're going to make sure that we customize your system specifically to how you ask questions. So, for example, if I hold down the button for large pizza, of course, I have that picture again of what it looks like. You could have like individual like things like gluten free, all this other stuff. If people ask you that question, click on that large pizza. And as you can see right here, I have a bunch of modifiers that I just created that's relevant to my business. So let's just say the customer wanted stuffed crust, which is an upsell. They wanted red sauce. They wanted black olives, green peppers, ham, and cheese. And on the left side, they wanted bacon, but on the right side, they want mushrooms. This is kind of just serving its purpose for letting you know that, is as weird as it can get from the ordering process, we can kind of handle that, and we'll make sure that we kind of have these modifiers here specific to how your business operates. I can then click on a note, and of course, some people may ask for very original type ideas that they want or they normally get. You want to let the people in the kitchen know that this is what they want. So let's just say that they wanted to cut off the crust, right? Put that in there so the people in the kitchen know that this is happening. And if they do have a question, of course, they're probably going to go ask that server about it, but this probably will eliminate 10, 15 seconds and probably a human error if you were running like a manual system. I can discount single line items as well. So if I have any pre-designated discounts, I could do that for people. Also, you saw that the promotions were going on, and they're automated. You can increase the quantity by tapping the plus button or tapping on the inside and then like saying two pizzas. And also, for example, if you have something incorrect, you're obviously going to want to delete it. But do be noted that every single time something is voided off or discounted on your system, that it's going to show up in the back office and let you know as the business owner who did what at what time. Click order. That's been sent to the kitchen. And what I can do now is just go into that tabs and tables. Say I went to the table themselves and they said that they're ready to pretty much close off everything. What I can do here is I could actually click pay. And we have many different ways of accepting bills. Of course, you probably would have done this before to split them out if they did want to split out. But what we can do is we can click split by item, and we can increase the amount of bills that we need, splitting it three ways. And all we need to do in our system is tap Corona Corona, Bud Light, Lemon Drop, Large Pizza, right? So we have all these bills here, and I can separate them out and pay one by one with them. Or, what's is very common is pretty much people just splitting the bill all together. So what we can do is we can actually click split by cover, split by three covers, and what I'll be able to do is just take individual payments for each and every one of them. So let's just say the first person they want to pay with $30 cash. What I'm going to show you is pretty much what the receipt looks like. It's very customizable. Of course, this isn't going to pop up on your till front, but it's going to have your company logo on it, the name of the business, the address, etc. And also it's going to have everything that they did order. They split it up. You could actually have suggested gratuity on the bottom, and you could have pretty much, oh, bring this receipt back at 10% off, or any type of personalized note that you do want. And also it's going to display the change. For bill two, let's just say, everyone's paying with card at that point. Swipe, receipt, put it in that tray. Same thing here. And we're done with the transaction. Now, that's pretty much just a basic transaction inside of our POS system. It's very important to pretty much just make sure that we have a very streamlined process and very easy to use one. So, this is the front office. Another popular thing that people also ask for on the front office is that I may need like caller ID or something because I receive a lot of calls. So, what I'll do here in this situation is if somebody's calling in to pretty much order something and I don't have them in my system, what I can do is I could just first click takeaway. And normally the first question that you're going to ask that person is, okay, are you an existing customer? Have you called in here before? They may say yes, they may not say yes. So what we can do is we can add a new customer in. And usually we want a couple basic things of information. So I could put Mr. John James. Okay, Mr. James, what's your phone number? He gives me his phone number. And then if it's really important to you, what's your email? But of course, usually people don't ask this question. Click add if they are just picking it up. You could add the address if it is a delivery. And at that moment, what I can do is just click on a few things here. And I can click order, and I can click order anyways if it's just coming to pick it up. Since I did select the pick up button, what I can do now is I can go into orders. And you could have it listed so it's under a specific employee that has taken the order, or you could have it just listed like this. But what we can do here is, since I'm on Chelsea, I click on that. I see John James. He comes in. He said, hey, listen, I want to pick up my food. Click John James, resume. And I could just take the payment like that. So there's multiple ways. And since we do have the caller ID system, the next time he calls, since it is hooked up to the phone line, what it will do is it will pop up his name, his phone number, etc. So we do have him automatically pop up in the system, and that kind of eliminates time kind of putting his name, his number in, etc. So moving on to the back office, what we can do here is I already have it up on my screen. So this is pretty much a visual representation right here on your dashboard. And then on the left side, you have all of your like reports. Just to let you all know that you can access this from like your cell phone, since we are offered on multiple platforms such as Windows, iOS, Android. You could actually have an application on your cell phone, and being able to see your sales reports in real time. You could have it on your laptop or just access it from a web browser like I'm doing right here. What your dashboard is pretty much just going to represent is what do I want to see right off the top. If I have multiple locations, I could select the specific location or all of them. I have the last 14 days selected. I have a like I can see everything on a monthly, weekly, hourly basis, daily basis, and I have a popular report such as the net sales opposed to transaction quantity. So I can see how much money have I brought in today opposed to how many people have come through my doors. If you are planning on using an inventory system, we do have a live inventory system that will be able to track all of your recipes inside of here and let you know when you're running low on products, as well as give you real-time stock margin. Scrolling down, I can see like my total sales, the taxes that I've come into over those last 14 days, transactions, and average transaction that has happened in my business. Since we are running an inventory system, we do have that low stock items notification. You could actually have this sent to your manager, your people that reorder, yourself itself. So if it's important for you to be notified when you're running low on a product, our system will be smart enough to understand your usage and then notify you and let you know that you are running close to being out. And I can see the operating margin that I actually have here, which is relatively high for a business, but scrolling down, I can see my sales by employees, sales by tender, returning customers. But what's more important is being able to see your best sellers over that time frame. So a lot of business owners, they want to make sure that they can see, all right, we've ordered X product, and this is how it's doing over the last 14 days. Inside the hospitality industry, things change by the season or by the month. So you'll see a lot of people, for example, ordering like Fireball a couple years ago. How did you indicate that that was something popular and something that we needed to reorder when we normally didn't have that much of it? This would probably have given you that information so that you could understand, yeah, this is really popular. Maybe I could run it on promotion, get more customers coming in. Maybe I could put it on my windows and advertise it for people that are interested in drinking Fireball whiskey. Vice versa, our system is smart enough to tell you that, what hadn't sold over that time period. So I can click non-selling products here, my stock. And this is your reports, of course. So what I think is important is 14 days is really good warning level. And I can see what I hadn't sold one piece in the last 14 days. So right off the top, I see that I actually have a beefsteak caprice, and I hadn't sold that, but I carry about five of them, in place. If I had carried more, this may be very alarming for me, but just kind of knowing that we hadn't sold this in the last 14 days, it may be important for me to, try getting a customer on it. Maybe I need to run a promotion. Maybe I need to, just discount the product altogether, or I should just probably sell it close to cost price and get rid of it, right? So, people find this report very valuable. Now, just looking at all the categories that we have right here, I can have these scheduled emails go to my email address of couple things that I want to see. I have auditing reports that pretty much just let you know what your employees are doing, so you can monitor like if someone's voiding off items or issuing a lot of refunds or discounting a lot of products. Your accountancy, the first thing that we set up in the system is the taxes. We understand that it's very important, and we could give you bookkeeping all the way to monthly taxes. You can export all this stuff into like an Excel document, CSV, Word, or print it off right there. For if you use like an accountancy platform like QuickBooks, banking's just going to kind of let you know if the drawer kind of came up less than it should have, tenders that you've sold a lot of, and kind of just separating everything. You can get your customer reports in here and just understand what your customers are doing or what their accounts look like, gift cards, things like that. The levels is kind of like what we were talking about, any discrepancies in our stock. So if we said that we had two less beers than we actually are expecting to have in there, we could obviously kind of just check this out, opposed to like, that auditing we were talking about, viewing the employees. But going back into our sales, which is probably the most important thing for a lot of people, what they want to see, really is, you may have 200 menu items, and it's kind of hard to decipher what's your popular, what's people's go-to in your location. So what everyone finds very helpful is these reporting categories. So when I'm at my reporting categories, what I can do is I will think 30 days of information is very valuable for myself. And instead of looking at all the products I produce or sell, I can see all the categories on the outside. And just like an Excel document, what I can do here is I can actually sort this by quantity. So it's kind of like listing the popular things first, going down. I can do that with any of these products. And I see that beer is very popular. So what do people come in here and buy all the time? Because it's approximately 9% of my turnover for the business. I click show products, scroll down, and I can see, what products I actually sell here. So what type of bar are we? It seems that we're a Bud Light bar. We actually make about $561 in sales over the last 30 days. My cost price is this much. Maybe I need to charge a little bit more for this product if it's popular. Promote a lot of the things that I hadn't sold in this category, and I can see it's very important for my turnover. So that is something that people kind of like look at all the time and get their most valuable information. Lastly, there's a lot of reports in here. I don't expect everyone to kind of use all of them, but we want to make sure that we have a robust inventory and sales reporting system. So if you are interested in checking out a lot of reports, I strongly like advise you guys to go through like a demonstration or download like a free trial on our website. And last report that I get all the time is, I want to see what my busy days are, Mark. So what I can do is I can click time period, and I can kind of just sort it off by like the last like 30 days again, just like how many times have people come in during this time period. I could search it up by staff member as well to see how good they do on days. Locations again, so there's a lot of places to sort, and you could sort by like your drinks or like your food products. Scrolling down, I can see pretty much, and I'll just zoom out a little bit. I could see, all right, through these days, this is pretty much what I'm doing. Wednesday is very popular, where Saturday, Sunday are kind of struggling. So, any type of person or business, they may understand or recognize that this is type of a situation that you may come into, and they'll run like their promotions or happy hours at times that aren't really that popular to get that extra customer in, or wing Wednesdays, things like that. So, we'll be able to kind of just see, all right, Wednesday's really good. I can see that I made, this is how much has been voided off that day. I can see my sales that day and just kind of go through and see, okay, on a margin level, this is how much I've made for the whole entire day for the last 30 days. All right, and how do I get this one up, and kind of analyze the days that you do really good opposed to the ones that you are kind of struggling to get that customer in. So this is like pretty much just a basic overview of the system itself. Your management's where you kind of like make all the business changes, add the products in, set the promotions, and pretty much just do the purchase orders and things like that, or stock movements. So this is something that you could definitely just access on a free trial, or like an online demonstration with me or one of my colleagues. So just kind of ending it off, this is the system that you'd be getting, a complete solution. We do offer iPad solutions as well. If you are interested in talking to a rep here, you can go to ePOSNOW.com, or you can go and call 855-434-3767, extension 1. And you can talk to a sales representative, if you're interested in kind of seeing a little bit more about the product, or potentially getting a system and starting off with your business right with everything. So just give us a call or go on our website, and you can apply for like a free trial and things like that on there. Thank you guys for watching.